Masechah Sotah Daf Lamed Gimel. The Gemara discusses if Kol Terikulo B'Choloshin Nemro, B'Loshin HaKodesh Nemro, and Rashi says, what does it mean? Kol Terikulo B'Loshin HaKodesh Nemro. It means Likrois B'Beis HaKnesses. And Tesis and Brochus asks on Rashi that there's no chiyuv min haTorah to lay in the Beis HaKnesses. So what does it mean that was B'Loshin HaKodesh Nemro Likrois Beis HaKnesses? Eine Shir Megillah Daf Yud Zayin, the Umayrich many Mahalchim to explain the Gemara. Ein Be'er Sheva over here. It says a very interesting answer to explain Rashi. He says, the same kashi you have in Rashi, it's shver on the Gemara, and Brochus Daf Chof that the Gemara discusses. The Birchas Hamazon, Lefaneho should be min haTorah. The same way Birchas HaTorah is Lefaneho min haTorah. And the Gemara is Mavur that's referring to Birchas HaTorah, Beis HaKnesses, and Tzorchi, and where is the Achiv? To say Birchas HaTorah Lefaneho in the Beis HaKnesses, there's no Chiv Kriyas HaTorah Midiraisa. So the Be'er Sheva says, although there's no Chiv Kriyas HaTorah Midiraisa, nevertheless, if someone is Kriya B'Torah, B'Tzibur, there's a Chiv to make a bracha Midiraisa. Although there's no chiyuv to lay midiraisa, but if you lay, then there's a chiyuv to make a bracha lefanecha midiraisa. Mishnah Berurah and Aruch HaShulchan Aruch, they don't hold like this chiddush. The chidah that brings the sheet of the Be'er Sheva, but it doesn't hold like the Be'er Sheva. And ein Shuvas Teres Refall that's meirich in this mahalach of the Be'er Sheva v'ayin sham. Ein the Ravid and Brachis that says the answer to that. The Kol Terikulo B'Loshin HaKodesh Nemro means that the Mesiras HaTorah from Moshe Rabbeinu was given B'Loshin HaKodesh, and therefore who adin, if someone wants to learn and to mekayim the mitzvah v'gisa bo yom v'laylo, he's only mekayim the mitzvah B'Loshin HaKodesh. I understand in Megillah Daf Yud Zayin that the Emek Brocha is matmi on this Ravid. How could it be that you only mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah B'Loshin HaKodesh? It's mavur in the Goyin that you mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah even behir, even when you think you mekayim the mitzvah of Gisa by Yom V'Laylos. How could it be you need specifically Loshin HaKodesh? So Ayin Shom we explain b'shem the Sefer Tiliyoin, but Mr. Mavur like that in the verse Yitzchak over here, that according to Shulchan Aruch Rav, that on the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, b'dvarim shebiksav yotze, even without understanding. So that's an independent halacha that the kriya itself of dvarim shebiksav is a mitzvah of Talmud Torah, and that it's specifically B'Loshin HaKodesh. I understand this from the Beskrov that brings it a tremendous chiddush from Meir Soloveitchik Zechron Livracha to explain the Ravid that's Mavur in the Ravid that there's two independent halachas in the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. There's a mitzvah of Talmud Torah and there's an independent halacha of a din kriya in the Torah, which is independent halacha and has dinim misuyamim, and that needs dafka Loshin HaKodesh. And although the Loshin HaKodesh you mekayim mitzvahs Talmud Torah, but v'gisa bo yom v'layli and yotzah ayin sham the rayis to this yisoid, and he said this yisoid to the Beskrov, and the Beskrov was maskim v'ayin sham. Moving further, the Gemara says that Tefillah can be said b'choloshin like it's before in the Mishnah, and the Gemara explains because Tefillah is birachami, so therefore could be said b'choloshin, and the Gemara asks that the halacha is lo yishal odom tzrochav b'loshin arami she'ein malachei ashoris niskokim boy, and the Gemara answers like kasha hobi yochid hobet tzibur. Ein shur from Michael Feinstein Zechron Livracha. They ask, what's the beer in the Gemara's kasha? That the Mishnah over here is referring to the mitzvah of tefillah, which could be niskayim b'chol l'shonis because it's rachami. So what's the Gemara's kasha? Since ein malachei ashor is niskokin l'loshin arami, that's only referring to the not niskak, and your tefillah may not be niskabel. However, in regard to the mitzvah of tefillah, you should be able to mekayim b'choloshin. So what's the Gemara's kasha from that? The ein malachei ashor is niskokin loshin arami. So Michael explains the understanding of the Gemara is that Chazal should have been misakin tefillah B'Loshin HaKodesh in order that it should be niskabel. And he explains further that since it's rachami, so therefore you should have to daven B'Loshin HaKodesh that the tefillah should be niskabel. And the answer to this kasha is, and we mentioned the shir in Shabbos Daf Yud Beis, I found this teretz in Seif Ali Ber that's more in the sugya, like the tremendous yisoid from Moshe Feinstein's Chuvis. They mentioned the shir Brachas Daf Chav Beis. That Moshe says a tremendous yisoid that tefillah is roy to be niskabel, and a tefillah that's not able to be niskabel is not a tefillah. And he brings a raya from the fact that the Gemara says in Brachas Daf Chav Beis that Hamasbalel Motzat Tzoya B'Mekoyimoi, since it's considered a Teyeva, so therefore he has a Chiyav Lachsel L'Spalel and Tzorchin, although it's a Teyeva and the Tefillah won't be Niskabel because it's Tzoya B'Mekoyimoi. Why is that Mechayev him Lachsel L'Spalel? So Moshe says, you see from this Gemara, or you see that Tefillah is only considered a Tefillah if it's Royal L'Skabel, and if it's not Royal L'Skabel because it's a Teyeva, you were in Yetzi Dechivosai, and you have to be Choyzu L'Spalel. And Moshe has a tshuva discussing a Talmud Chacham that wants to learn very late at night, and it's hard for him to wake up in the morning to daven Tefillah B'Tzibur, and he asked Moshe if he has a heter to miss Tefillah B'Tzibur because learning late at night. And Moshe said there's a Chiyuv to mispalel tefillah b'tzibur, and he says the beer and the chiyuv of the spalel b'tzibur is because tefillah has to be daven in a way that's neskabel, and if it won't be able to be neskabel, it's not a tefillah. So therefore, since a tefillah b'tzibur is neskabel, so therefore there's a chiyuv to daven dafke b'tzibur. So according to Zisayder of Moshe, the Gemara's kasha is beautiful. That the Gemara is asking, since ein malachei Yashar is niskokin the Lashon Arami, so therefore won't be niskabel, and therefore you won't be Yetzi Dechivosai of Tefillah. Moving further on, I understand stencils from Viskarov that brings from a barrel that cleared is there a din loshin by Tefillah the same way there's a din loshin by Kriya Shema. Oh, there's no din loshin by Tefillah B'chlal. And he says in Nafkamina is, let's say, you start Tefillah with one language and you finish with a different language. Could it be mitzdarif if there's a din loshin? It could be it can't be mitzdarif because in the nusach that you finish, you don't have a beginning of the tefillah b'chlal. And the barrel brings a raya from the Rambam that the Rambam says that the reason why Ezra was masakin and nusach tefillah is because since Klal Yisrael were ma'uriv bein umois, and it was Nis'arv and Klal Yisrael, all the languages, some were Mayrich and some were Mekatzeh, so therefore Ezra was Masakin and Nusach of Tefillah. And Vishkov asked, what's the understanding in the Rambam? What's the difference, the fact that Klal Yisrael was Mis'arv in the Umois nevertheless? Why is that a chesorin that they were Mis'arv in the Umois? And why can't they daven b'choloshin? Because tefillah is never b'choloshin. So Rebel explains that although tefillah b'tzibur could be said even b'loshin Arami, could be said b'choloshin, however b'yochid can't be said b'choloshin. So therefore machmazer chazal mesakin a nusach of tefillah. However, Rebel's madche that if you start with one loshen and you finish with a different loshen, then it won't be mitzdarif like we mentioned before, and therefore Ezra's masakin one nusach of tefillah, but he's mistapik that it could be mitzdarif for ayin shamoy. Moving further on, Rashi explains that the tefillah b'yochid can't be said b'loshen Arami, and b'tzibur could be said b'loshen Arami is because b'yochid needs a siyua from the Malachi Asharis. However, but Tzibur doesn't need a siyua because tefillah of a rabbim is not nimas. I the Sefer Bechashai that asks on Rashi, why did Rashi have to stress the point? Because Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu moist b'tfilas sh'rabbim teipik that b'rabbim the shechina is shuya, and since the shechina is shuya, so therefore you don't need the siyua of the Malachi Ashari. So it's mashman, it's Rashi, that in the Kuda why b'tzibur the tefillah is neskabel even b'loshen Arami is because it's a tefillas rabbim. Eine seifim bent naschein in Avodah Zarah that we prove that there's two independent halachas in tefillah b'tzibur. There's one halacha in tefillah b'tzibur that the tzibur is a mokum of ashoris hashchina, and therefore the tefillah will be neskabel. And there's another halacha in tefillah b'tzibur that the tefillah of tzibur is mitzurif together, and it's a tefillas rabbim. It's a cheftza of tefillas rabbim that's connected from all the bnei tzibur together as one tefillah. And Rashi's mashma that the reason why even b'loshen Lashon Rami could be niskabel is because it's tfilas rabbim. It's not because of the Ashuras Hashchina, rather because it's tefillah of a rabbim. However, the Birchas Shai asks that Kati Tzarachian, because the Gemara in Shabbos Daf Yud Beis is mavur that even a choila could daven b'Lashon Rami because the Shechina is shvuya on the meat of a choila. So you see, even without the darg of tefillas rabbim, the fact that the Shechina is shvuya, it could be in the skabel of tefillah b'Lashon Rami, and it could be that's a different level of Ashuras Hashchina v'Tzarachian oid b'zeh.